What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Fenrilion Gamer. Today, we're diving into one of the most highly anticipated sequels in the wizarding world, Hogwarts Legacy 2. The first game enchanted millions, but what's next for the sequel? We're breaking down the release date, rumors, new features, and all the details fans are most excited about. If you're ready to step back into the magical world, let's get into it. But before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and drop a like in this video. Let's go. Hogwarts Legacy 2 has become one of the most talked about projects in gaming. When the first game dropped in 2023, it was a massive hit, selling over 30 million copies in no time. That huge success opened the door for Warner Bros. To build a massive Harry Potter gaming universe. Now, the big question on everyone's mind is Hogwarts Legacy 2 really happening? When will it release? And what can we expect? Multiple sources strongly suggest that Hogwarts Legacy 2 is in development. Warner Bros. Execs have repeatedly said the sequel is a top priority. Reports from Bloomberg's Jason Schreier, statements in Variety, and even the Warner Bros. CFO all point in the same direction. Yes, Hogwarts Legacy 2 is coming. There's no official announcement yet, but behind the scenes, work has already started. So, what about the release date? Well, that's where things get tricky. The first game took nearly 5 years to make. With HBO's new Harry Potter series in production, Warner Bros. Wants to align the sequel with the show's debut. Since the series has reportedly shifted to 2026, 2027, that means the game will likely drop in 2027. In other words, we'll need to be a little patient before stepping back into the magical world. There's also speculation about platforms. The first game was everywhere: PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, Xbox One, Switch, and PC. But HL2 will almost certainly be next-gen focused. So PS5, Xbox Series X divided by S, and PC are basically guaranteed. The older consoles are probably being left behind. Plus, with rumors of a Switch 2, there could be a special version for that system. And if PS6 or a new Xbox generation hits around, then HL2 could land on those as well. But what everyone really wants to know is the gameplay, what's changing. The first game had an incredible world, but also plenty of flaws. Quidditch was missing, the house stories were basically the same, and character relationships felt shallow. The sequel is expected to fix all that. Quidditch matches, more spells, house-based quests, deeper friendships, and maybe even romance options. HL2 could be the RPG that finally makes you feel like a real Hogwarts student. One of the most anticipated features is Quidditch. In the first game, you could walk around the pitch but never actually play. Fans hated that omission. The sequel is expected to bring full-on Quidditch leagues, teams, tournaments, and maybe even online matches. This could be the feature that truly completes the Hogwarts experience. More spells and a deeper combat system are also expected to be a big focus. The first game had plenty of magic, but it started to feel repetitive. HL2 could add new attacks, defensive spells, beast control techniques, and environmental combos. Special puzzle-solving spells could also make the gameplay more diverse. Character relationships are another area fans want to see improved. Friendships felt shallow in the first game, limited to a handful of quests. HL2 could offer deeper bonds, rivalries, and even romance, making players more attached to their characters. Some sources suggest there will be more personal quests, like Sebastian's, turning the sequel into a more role-play-heavy experience. Another big expectation is house-specific quests. In the first game, whether you chose Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, or Ravenclaw, the main story was the same. In HL2, there could be unique quest lines, different outcomes, and branching story paths depending on your house. That would massively boost replayability. Imagine finishing with one ending as Hufflepuff, then having a totally different adventure as Slytherin. And of course, world expansion. The first game gave us Hogwarts, Hogsmeade, and the surrounding areas. The sequel could go further: Diagon Alley, the Ministry of Magic, maybe even other wizarding schools. These wouldn't just be visual variety, but full of new quests, characters, and magical opportunities. HL2 could give us a much larger wizarding world. One of the most exciting rumored additions is a morality system. Choices existed in the first game, but they didn't feel very impactful. The sequel could make light and dark paths much more distinct. Decisions could affect future quests, how characters treat you, and even the game's ending. That could be one of the most important RPG features in HL2. Some leaks and fan theories also point to a profession system. You could become an Auror and fight dark wizards, a curse breaker tackling cursed tombs, or even a wand maker crafting custom wands. These side paths could turn HL2 from just a school story into a full wizard life simulator. Customization options are expected to get a big upgrade. The first game's character creation was basic. HL2 could offer more hairstyles, facial details, clothing, and even house decorations. Owning a home in Hogsmeade and being able to decorate it would give players the feeling of building their own magical life. Bigger creature battles are also rumored. The first game had magical beasts, but HL2 could bring dragons, acromantulas, and maybe giant sea monsters into the mix. These boss fights could be both visually epic and a true test of your spellcasting. Seasonal changes are another feature fans want. Imagine Hogwarts blanketed in snow for winter, blooming in spring, glowing in summer, and covered in leaves in fall. These changes could affect not just visuals but also quests and events like a Yule Ball in winter or a summer Quidditch tournament. Online features are also heavily rumored. The first game was strictly single-player, but many fans dreamed of exploring the magical world with friends. HL2 could finally deliver. Co-op quests, house-based online tournaments, and open-world exploration with friends could make the game much more social. Competitive online modes could also be an option. PvP wizard dueling arenas where players test different spell combos against each other could add a whole new layer. If tied to a house point system, it could make players feel like they're really representing their Hogwarts house. Of course, if done poorly, online content could overshadow the single-player core. Ideally, HL2 focuses on a strong solo story first, and then adds well-integrated optional online features. That way, both solo players and multiplayer fans get the best experience. One of the biggest criticisms of the first game was the shallow story. World-ending plots, chosen one cliches, and underdeveloped villains held it back. Fans want the sequel to fix this with more grounded, student-focused experiences, attending classes, building real bonds, and living life at Hogwarts. Some analysts suggest HL2 should take inspiration from Persona or Bully. A structured school year with classes, social links, minigames, and school events would make players feel like they're truly living as students. This could set HL2 apart from other RPGs and turn it into a long-running series. The biggest strength of HL2 is that it's no longer just a game, it's part of a larger media strategy. Coordinating with the HBO series means characters and events could cross over, pulling not just gamers but also Harry Potter fans of the show into the world. But ultimately, HL2's success will come down to gameplay. Quidditch, house-specific stories, deeper friendships, morality systems, and a bigger world. All of this needs to make us feel like real Hogwarts students. If Avalanche Software pulls it off, HL2 could go beyond being just a game and become a full wizard life simulator. Of course, there are risks. If the studio once again focuses too much on a big evil plot and ignores the student experience, fans could be disappointed. The community wants something more personal, more natural, and more role-play driven. That's where HL2's true magic lies, in classes, conversations with friends, and adventures in Hogwarts' mysterious corners. Looking ahead, HL2 might not just be a sequel, but the second step in a long-running series. The first game laid the foundation, the second will expand the world, and a third or fourth could deliver an epic finale. HL2's success will shape the future of the franchise. In the end, even though Hogwarts Legacy 2 isn't officially announced yet, we've got strong evidence, leaks, and expectations. A 2027 release seems likely. Next-gen platforms are a given, the HBO show tie-ins will deepen the universe, and gameplay will be much richer. If all this pans out, HL2 won't just be a game, it'll be an unforgettable experience for Wizarding World fans, and we can't wait for that day to come. Alright friends, that's everything we know and expect about Hogwarts Legacy 2 for now. It looks like the next few years will be incredibly exciting for the Harry Potter universe on both the show and gaming fronts. From Quidditch matches and new spells to house-specific quests and possible online features, HL2 could take the magical world to a whole new level. Which feature are you most excited to see? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and don't forget to subscribe for more. See you in the next one.